usual way to go to Machu Picchu is to take the train from Cusco to the village of Santa Teresa. But because this is ridiculously expensive and because of the fact that we were traveling around with our own car, we chose to take another much cheaper route. Because most people start in Cusco start driving north towards Ollantaytambo. This is Ollantaytambo, a small village at the feet of a large archaeological site, which looks as interesting as Machu Picchu. But even in the current village, you'll find the meticulously carved building blocks from the ancient Peruvians. Beyond Ollantaytambo, you take the 288 towards the village of Santa Maria. In Santa Maria, you leave the 288 and drive south to Santa Teresa. Arriving in this last village, you have two choices. The first is to park your wheels at the not particularly refined camping at the end of the village, where you can safely sleep and leave your vehicle for the trip to Machu Picchu. At the moment, we are on our way from Santa Teresa to the hydroelectric dam to start walking to Agua Caliente, which is at the foot of Machu Picchu. The cheap taxi that you can take from Santa Teresa to the dam drops you off at a little railway station, which is not for passengers, and from there it's a 3-hour walk to Aguas Calientes. You just follow the tracks for a beautiful stroll along steep mountains, a passionate river and beautiful flowers. Oh, by the way, there's also a possibility to camp out in the fenced garden of a house just before the hydroelectric dam, at the other side of the bridge. This is the place where engines from the trains that drag wagon loads of tourists with now empty pockets towards the modern, touristic but pleasant village of Aguas Calientes can turn if necessary. If you are not in a hurry and you want to leave for Machu Picchu before the sun peaks over the mountains, it is possible to find a decent hostel that won't cost you an arm and a leg. This is one of the trains from Cusco. Yes, it is expensive, but you have a beautiful trip. After a good night rest, you can run straight to Machu Picchu to see the sunset, or you can take your time to enjoy a good breakfast with the compliments of the National Railroad. The weather forecast said it would be raining, so no need to hurry for the sunset, but when we got out of bed at 8, the sky was kind of bluish, actually very blue, so we decided to go anyway. Just to prove that we are taking the stairs instead of a bus, look. At this point I was trying to tell you where the buses went and which route we took, but my English was so awful that I decided to delete it. If you are an honest person, and you are, there is no cheap way to get into Machu Picchu, but we can tell you it is worth it. Because we weren't at Machu Picchu before 10 o'clock and all the bus tourists were already running around the large vlogs, we decided to check out an old Inca path and then wait till about 3 o'clock when the buses would have left again for Aguas Calientes. Wah! Just joking.
think this is the way to do Machu Picchu. For us it is. Just walk up yourself, not with a bus, but just on your own feet. And then stay here until almost everybody's gone. Because it's so beautiful. It's so absolutely beautiful. Up there is Mount Machu Picchu. This is my beautiful wife. And this is the Inca city, old Inca city Machu Picchu, of which they say the conquistadors never conquered, never have seen. There's some tourists left, in half an hour I guess it's empty, then we're gonna walk down.
Around 1440 AC, under King Pachacuti, the Incas started building Machu Picchu as we know it nowadays. And it was in use till the Spaniards paid them a visit and conquered this area in 1532. In the 60s of the 19th century, a German, Augusto Berns, found the ruins and pilfered them. Probably another German, engineer von Hassel, discovered it again in 1909, and then in 1911 it was discovered by Professor Hiram Bingham, who actually stole the rest of the artifacts and made the place famous in 1913 in association with National Geographic magazine. But of course, the people who lived around Machu Picchu knew all along it was there. Everybody knows that the construction of Machu Picchu is attributed to the Incas. Some archaeologists, though, think that the first part of Machu Picchu was built by pre-Inca people before 1440 because of the fact that two totally different building styles were used. The first few rows of stones fit together so well that you can't even fit a sheet of paper in between two stones, while the rest is built as if quality wasn't an issue. It doesn't have to be beautiful, just get the job done. Hey, nice to meet one of the rightful inhabitants of this place. It is still unknown how they built some of these lower layers. By the way, one other hint in regard to two different builders is that some of the more important buildings don't even have the high quality stones at all. It is great to walk around here, imagining how it must have been when this village was still inhabited. Especially when most tourists have left, it feels like going back in time. And it's still quite complete, from the terraces up till the fort at Mount Huayna Picchu. Actually only the wooden thatched roofs and the wooden floors are gone. All the walls are still intact. I could tell you numerous stories that I found about this place, but probably most of them are wild guesses or esoteric delusions. So I'll just let you enjoy the footage that we made. And then we leave Machu Picchu behind and walk back to Santa Teresa, where our faithful land cruiser is waiting for us, ready to bring us to the next undoubtedly great and beautiful places.